I need you to come and help my wife with her closet. And that was where it went from there. We connected, and she said, I'm actually starting a program. And the timing of it all was just simply amazing. It was virtual online. And during the session, we went through the process of like what we need to do and how to do it, and really tapping into the emotional side of things related to the things that can block us from doing the things that are important for us. And that was a whole journey. That was a whole experience by itself because I couldn't figure out why I struggled so much to be able to pull the pieces together. I had like pretty much what I needed, with the exception of a few more things that, added to it. But I didn't quite have the tools I needed. And so when I got in the class with her, she shared all these amazing ways to work through it. And being in a class with other women who were also working through the process of wanting to take a space and transform it was amazing. And everyone had a different way of sharing their own personal experience. And for me, I was able to make the connection to the closet being correlated to a childhood memory of being a little girl and my mom just being in abusive relationships. And this one relationship she was in, I mean, they would fight. And she would say it, and I wrote it in my story, like cats and dogs. I mean, fight, fight. And she did not tolerate just any old thing. So it was a rumble jumble. And I remember as a little girl, like trying to cover my ears to not hear it. And I would go in my closet. And in that closet, there were bags of clothes and stuff. And there was this old cart bed thing that was in there. It was really no space, but small little closet. And I would go down in the bottom and cover my ears and just kind of start screaming so I wouldn't hear all of the fighting. And so as I was going through the class, there was a point where I had an emotional connection to what was happening. And when I thought about it, I said, wow, sometimes things that we experience in life can carry over into other areas of our lives. And I didn't understand that that closet experience um, had a major impact in my overall growth and development in ways that I just kind of felt like maybe I was walking on eggshells. And so through that process, as I was coming into space, I'm like, I would say to my husband, like, can you help me? And he'd be like, just do it. What you need to do is da 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 da. And I'll be like, come on. I just wanted him to get in here and help me. And he's like, no, if you do it yourself, you'll feel better, so forth and so on. Now, granted, thank you, sweetie. He did put the shelving and stuff together. These uh, old school shelves from the store, bookshelves. But he put the shelving and things together for me, and he was a support in areas where he knew I needed it. I felt like I needed it when I had to get started, like get rid of this, get rid of that, keep this, keep that. I mean, that process is, I can do it easily, especially if I'm helping somebody else. Like, oh, no, not that. But there were things that I was emotionally attached to, not because I loved it so much, but it was just like it was like a scramble in my head. Like, I don't know, keep it, give away some things, easily. I was able to give away a bunch of things easily in the past. But when it came down to like, okay, I want to make the space, and the way to make the space is to be able to sort through what you have. I had things in my closet that I just never wore. I mean, this right here, for instance, I got this as a gift from hubby. Let's see, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago. I think I wore it once, but because it's in a closet, you're just going for what you got. I said, you know what? This don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. But even in it, I'm learning how to give myself grace and understanding that sometimes you just got to grow through a process, and it doesn't always come easy. And one of the areas that I have learned over the course of my life is that there were some things that I didn't realize I had to grow through. I just knew I had to prioritize being a mother. I had to prioritize making sure I got my son to school and made sure I had to get myself to school, and then, my after school programs. All those things were things that I had to do. And so when it came to a time where I could actually take the time to do something for myself, I had a hard time. I had a hard time. And it was really eye opening for me. And I just want to encourage you that if there is something that you desire for yourself, now it may not be a closet, it could just be peace of mind, whatever it is, focusing on that one thing and prioritize it. When I say prioritize it, that doesn't mean you got to make sure every day you're doing it, because it ain't going to happen that way. It's not going to happen that way. But keep it at the forefront. Keep it at the forefront so that you don't lose sight of what's important when things are just a frenzy. And even for me right now, as chaotic as things are in the world, and as we are experiencing a lot of the challenges and the turmoil that's happening in the world, there is still so much goodness. And my hope is to be able to continue to share love, light. I mean, everybody's not going to agree, and I get it. I get it. We are not always going to agree. But there is one thing that I have learned, and that is it's okay to move on if you need to. It's okay. And you can't worry about what the other person is thinking or what they think. If it's not a healthy situation for you, it's okay to move on. And so that's what I'm working through, those things, and embracing the parts of Lee that Lee never had a chance to experience. And I encourage you to come along that journey with me. With lots of love, Lisa.